This is a major moment.
This is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. How does it feel?
You want me to do it
be?
again? You
yeah.
want me to do it again?
I want to know how it feels. Ebro!
And Ariana Grande.
That's sick. Can you make me one of those next time I come here?
Why we didn't make an Ariana Grande one?
How does it feel to like hear your name like that? That's really cool.
You told me your fans were ready for this album.
Yeah.
And you're very relieved of how it's being received.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think because they know who I am deep down, and I think they've heard like my Christmas EP that I made a few years ago, and like they know what I've been craving to do. They know what I've been wanting to make for a very long time. I played the game, you know what I mean? I've made the pop bangers for a while, and like I've done that, and I wanted to do something different, something that felt a little bit more like home, a little bit more like what's in here, you know, what's in like me as a person. And this really feels like that. Like this feels like my DNA. So seeing them understand it, it's really nice. Yeah, it's just in this dreamier, more mature placement with like a bunch of harmonies. Like vocal arrangement is my favorite thing in the world, and being able to do that and just like keep it chill and easy and smooth and bouncy and have them really fuck with it. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy they understand it.
I saw you last night on Fallon, crushing it with the Roots.
Thank you.
With your Aretha Franklin tribute.
Thank you.
As a vocalist, how tough is a moment like that when you're going to tribute one of the greatest?
It's hard. Well, it's hard, and it's emotional. And I was when I was rehearsing it with them backstage, I was like crying. It's very hard, but I was like, this is coming from a place of love, and you know, Questlove's here holding my hand and telling me it's okay. And
he's the greatest, right? Quest is the best.
The best. He's so sweet. He was like, girl. He was like, you have to do this. You
know, we live in a time right now where everybody's like so culturally sensitive, cultural appropriation. You hear these things, right? But you're an artist that's always paid respect and homage.
Well, thank you.
So I know that was probably nerve-wracking too a little bit.
Yeah, of course. I tried to be respectful, of course. You know, I wanted to celebrate her and not like have the, you know what I mean? Like
some negative cloud over it.
Yeah, I wanted to not have it be misinterpreted. I just wanted to celebrate her and be able to do something beautiful.
How much time did you have to prepare?
Like 15 minutes. They were like, girl, room, now, let's go. They were like, come on, you're doing this. I was like, oh my God. And I was crying. And we were all like, ah. The background singers, those women are so sweet. I love them so much. I'm sad I didn't get their numbers. They're the nicest. We had so much fun.
The album opens up with this Raindrops.
Yeah.
Do
you know
An
the
Angel
story
Cried.
behind that?
No, please explain.
Okay, so that is from a song from like the 50s or like the 60s. And it's just like a random part that was like in my head when I thought the album was done. And I was like, you know what, maybe we could do something with this, like chop it up and make a beat out of it or something, like sample, do some dope, like old school, whatever. So I went in the booth and I sang it a cappella. And I came out and I was with Max and Ilya and Savin. And Max was like, we're not touching that. He was like, that's
just leave
exactly how that is. And then we looked it up to see who had written it because we were like, we're obviously gonna have to figure this out later.
Yeah.
And Charlie Colello, who happened to be one of my grandpa's closest friends from Florida, wrote on that song with Bob Gaudio. Yeah, it's just really weird, and I was like very moved by that. I felt like he was like
a straight spiritual
saying
connection.
Hi to me. Yeah, I was a mess. I cried all day for like 2 days.
How does it work with you when you sit down with somebody like Pharrell? Because Pharrell's on what, 7 records on here, I think?
Yeah.
I counted.
Maybe more, but yeah.
Does it one way that you guys work together?
Well, the way Pharrell works, he's such a genius. He's like so like quirky and amazing and brilliant. Like he'll be like, how are you doing? Like, do you mind if we talk a little first? Like when we first started working together, he'd be like, we talk about your personal life a little bit, and we would be talking, and we'd be mid-conversation, and he would start playing a chord progression. And I'd be like, what the is this man doing? And in 40 minutes, we had something going.
Yo, you're on Beats One. The world's tuned in.
What up, bro?
We called you to celebrate you and all this amazing music you put on Ariana Grande's album, man.
I'm super grateful because I keep coming into contact with these like really special and rare like people who like inspire me and push me to like try to create a canvas for their Mona Lisa.
Now, P, I think it's it's an amazing time for not only vocalists but also R&B. Talk about this voice on this young lady, because you've worked with a lot of voices. The vocal acrobatics that she's capable of is pretty unprecedented, bro.
Oh yeah, naturally she's a student and is a quick study. She knows the most sparkly parts of like really integral runs.
What
she
matters?
Knows those things. Yeah, she knows. So I hope everyone enjoys it.
We love you, Pharrell.
We love you.
Yeah, love.
You've been through not only personal stuff with the relationship, but what took place in Manchester also was heavy, heavy, heavy stuff for the world. You haven't shied away of trying to heal and contribute your spirit and soul to helping everybody keep their heads up and stay strong. I was saying that you went and had sat and had therapy and have really been working through recovering from what took place in Manchester with your fans, with your family, with yourself.
It's just about like just being there for each other and like helping each other through scary times and like anxiety and, you know, some dark shit out there, man.
It is.
So we just have to like be there for each other as much as we can, because you never fucking know, you know. So I just wanted to do something to make people feel good. Mental health is so important. People don't pay enough mind to it because we have things to do. You try not to give in to fear, because obviously that's the whole point of being here. That was the point of finishing my tour. It was to set an example for my fans who were fearless enough to show up to the shows. Like, are you kidding? You know, you want to set the same example and you want to keep going. And, you know, you want to just not be afraid, because of course that's what they want. And if you give them that, then they've won. But we did everything to not. And we still do everything to not. But the truth is that it's fucking scary. It's scary going anywhere, and you look at places differently and traveling, and you know, I don't like to have security come with me everywhere. I don't like those things. It makes me feel inhuman. It makes me feel weird, and I don't like it. I know people just trying to take care of me, but I want to escape with my friends and run around and be free and like blah, blah, blah. But like, you think about it differently when shit like that happens. You don't want to give in. You don't want to be afraid, but you know, it's still there, you know. I'm so sorry.
I think it's amazing. It's fearless. I think it's strong. And I'm appreciative that you're sharing with us today. I mean, you're here now because you're not working and touring.
Yeah.
And when you record here in New York, or you record?
Well, I usually record in LA, but I'm gonna record in New York like next month. I'm gonna just like experiment and have fun. I just get the itch, like when I drop an album, I start a new one immediately. Because like once I've like given birth, I'm like, all right, let's like figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, where can I go from here? I like to immediately start thinking about like what's next.
Oh, you say giving birth. Mm-hmm. Marriage on the horizon? Mm-hmm. How soon? Less than 5.
Years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many kids do you want to have?
Probably like 3.
3?
Yeah.
Are you going to hyphenate your last name? Are you going to be like Ariana Grande Davidson?
Yeah.
Will your professional name become Ariana Grande Davidson, or you'll just keep Ariana Grande?
I don't know. I feel like I'd like to eventually just be Ariana.
Yeah, people changed their names, made it simpler.
Ariana Grande Botera. Like literally, that's my name. Like I'm a pizza. I'm a fucking meatball. Like, you know what I mean? I'm Parmesan. Is that a joke? That name? That name is a joke. Grande Botera. What is that?
I want to say on behalf of I think everybody who listened to this, thank you.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I also just wanted to like thank my super hardcore pop fans for like riding with me for this one and like expanding and like, you know, vibing to some new shit. I really appreciate it.
I mean, it's amazing music.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No matter what category you love, what genre you love, amazing music is amazing music, and I think people recognize.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up, Ariana Grande.
Yay.
The album Sweetener.
Yay. I love you. Thank you so much.
Of course. This album's fire.